when they had that timeout, man, and they were just talking about the boards, I was like, man, that Jags stadium really looking good now, man, with those big boards up there.
I mean, so when do you think Bortles will start? What week?
Week 4 of the preseason. He's going to start. He's going to play the game. He's going to impress the coaches, and Chad Henne's going to sit week 1.
You think Philadelphia at Philly, they're going to go with the rookie?
Over Chad Henne?
Yeah.
You got to remember, okay? He had a couple good games in Miami. Okay, but he had, all-star, wide receivers, and he couldn't get the job done. Not yesterday, but when they played the Bucs this past week, he did not look good at all. He did not. He just didn't look good. I don't care who his wide receivers were. He just did not look good. All he was doing was dump offs. That reminded me of Blaine Gabbert. And then when he did throw, he's lucky that the pass the Lewis didn't get intercepted.
They do call him Chad Checkdown. That is his nickname.
He's just not good, man. I'm sorry, he's not good. Bortles looks impressive. Chad Henne does not. You could say against the second string, whatever. But I'm telling you, if in Game 4, if I'm putting this prediction right now, if in Game 4, if Blake Bortles lights up, plays it with the first string, lights up, the defense, there's no way Chad Henne plays Game 1. No way.
At Philly, on the road.
Hey, look, I spoke to somebody from, Philadelphia last night. And, this lady, who's been, her whole families are diehard Eagles fans. And they're saying, look, Philly is on a downward spiral. They're not the team they once were.
So you think we'll beat the Eagles?
It's possible. I
know it's possible.
You still got to remember they have their coach was a college coach and he still hasn't proven anything.
They went to the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but how far? How far?
First round out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We're a very ascending team. All right, you got Clement. You put Clement back there. You have, Red Bryant, and now you got this dude Smith who is playing the position that the guy that I wanted us to draft last year that plays over on the Dolphins.
Oh, the bust.
Whatever the bust.
From Oregon. Luke, what's his name? He's a bust.
I can't think of his name right now. And anybody who's listening to this, if the show seems like downward towards what it normally is, I'm awfully tired. I've been doing interviews all day. So,
that's what the heck was his name? The one you always talk about, Deion Jordan.
Deion Jordan. Well, Deion Jordan in Oregon was a beast.
Oh, bust! I didn't want him at all last year. There was no way I would have drafted him. No way. I would have took Jokel over him any day.
Yeah, but they're expecting Deion Jordan to be the next Taylor.
But he's not even seeing the field because they got Cameron Wake, they got Olivier Vernon. He's not seeing the field because he's not good enough.
No, he's not seeing the field because they got too much talent over there. You put him in Jacksonville. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'd trade Smith right now. I don't know. I'm really high on Smith right now. I understand that it's only one game, but he was all over the field.
Yeah, the sack. He was playing great.
You know who he reminded me of? Seriously, I hope he can stay healthy though.
Who?
He reminds me of Bob Sanders.
He's a defensive end.
What?
You're talking about Smith from Arkansas, a rookie.
No, what I'm saying is he's all over the field.
Yeah. How about Winston Guy?
Oh was on my feet going crazy when I saw that.
Here's the thing. He has great vision, but it's not like he had to really adjust to it. The ball basically just came to him.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, but him and Cyprian, I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it.
And then you keep Blackman back there too.
And you got Allen Ball, Grat. I mean, the secondary is legit. The D-line is good. And like I said, we're going to the playoffs.
Not with Henne, we're not.
We're going to the playoffs. I don't care who the quarterback is.
I'm telling you, if Bortles keeps on progressing like he is, there is no way. There's no way he's sitting all year. There's no way. Especially if we were to, if God forbid we went, 1-3 the first 4 games, there is no way Bortles would sit there. No way.
We're not going to be 1-3. I'm telling you right now.
I don't know where you have this faith in Henne from. I mean, we beat Houston twice last year, but it looked like they were trying to tank anyway.
Okay, we went the last 8 games. We went 4-4, and then you got to think we lost a close game with Buffalo. We played Arizona tough as hell. I mean, we didn't. The last 8 games, we never got blown out. We were in every game and we could have easily won 6 of them games.
Not if your quarterback, when he starts to get hot, throws it to the other team. You won't.
Well, and then we didn't have a defense at all either. The defense was terrible last year. With this defense alone, and Henne can play average and not turn the ball over, this is at least an 8-8 team.
But that's the thing. Henne has to not turn the ball over. I'm sorry. I've watched him since Michigan. I've lost faith in Henne. I understand what he did late in the season, but once again, if 2 of them 4 wins were against, at that time, the defending AFC South, champions and everything. But if they just quit, let's just say hypothetically, Houston quit. They're not trying to tank, but most of the players quit because they're like, all right, this season's a wash. That's not really tanking. That's just losing faith. That's like, okay, we're not going to playoffs, so forget about it.
Jaguars could have done the same thing, but we held it together, and we're 0-8, and we went 4-4. I mean, we were 0-18. We could have easily tanked the end of the season. Gus
would have been gone at 0-8.
No, Gus, there's no way he would have been. That was his first year.
If the Jags went 0-16, Gus would have been gone.
They would have won at least 1-15. They would have beat the Texans at least once.
Okay, all right. Well, even 1-15, Gus would have been gone.
Disagree, because that was his first year coaching the team, and they weren't.
Okay, all right. If you're gonna go that route, okay. Mike Mularkey had 1 year. Where'd he go?
Mike Mularkey was hired under Gene Smith.
It doesn't matter who hired. It doesn't matter who hired him. It was about.
Caldwell wanted to pick his own coach. He didn't want to come. He didn't want Mularkey. He wanted to pick his. He wanted to come in and pick his coach. He didn't want Gene Smith's coach.
Okay, we can go all day about this, Bo. But the fact of the matter is, what was Mularkey's record?
Yeah, but if Caldwell would have been the guy to hire him, he would have got another year.
So you're telling me if Gus Bradley went 0-16, he'd still? Yeah, I don't. No, man, no way.
Look, let's be honest. Last year's team probably shouldn't have won a game. I mean, let's be honest. And they won. They overachieved with 4 wins.
And I'm not trying to be the the cynicist about this, but honestly, man, if Gus Bradley went 0-16, he would have been out the door. Corn's not going to accept that. That's the problem. Corn will not accept that. If he did worse than Mularkey, there's no way he would have accepted that, be it a first-year coach or not.
You had a new GM. You got to think, last year was Caldwell's first year, was Gus's first year, and Khan knew that this team was not good. He knew it, and he knew what we're building, what the plan. They have a plan, and he was going to stick to that plan, no matter what the record was last year.
All right. But let's just say hypothetical, okay? You're the owner of a car dealership. You hire a general manager that's supposed to, bring sales better than the last guy that you just had. Okay, he tanks even worse. So you're losing even more money. So you're telling me you're going to keep that guy on for another year and be like, well, yeah, he was progressing. He didn't make me no money, but he was progressing. Come on now.
This is different from selling cars. This is building a team.
How is it different? Corn comes from an automotive background.
Exactly, but this isn't automotive. I mean, either way, the attendance was terrible last year. Either way, if we went 0-16 and the 4 wins that we got, the attendance would have been the same. So he knew this team was not going to be good last year, and he knew what Caldwell and Gus together are building. Caldwell is making the decisions of firing the coach. Khan is not making that decision.
Khan could override any decision Caldwell wants anytime because he's the owner.
He could, but he's not going to do that. He's putting his trust in Caldwell because he knows Caldwell knows football. Khan knows making money. Doing all this stuff to sell tickets and redo the stadium.
I don't know, Chuck. What do you think about this, man? He's saying that if you,
as far as the 1-year coaches, hey, we had one in Cleveland, Rob Jasinski, and they won 4 games, and they told him to get the hell out of town, so. But again,
the new GM came in because a new GM wants to bring in his guy. They don't want the other guy's guy. They're going to bring in their own coach.
Oh, okay, but if you're going to go by that, Boe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Who was the coach when Henne was there?
Oh, that was
Mike Mularkey.
Yeah, but the year before, Mularkey. But who was the GM?
But I mean, who's no longer there?
And what GM isn't there? Gene Smith was the one that hired him. When Gene Smith got fired, and then they told Mularkey, you might get fired next. After he said it's going to be up to the GM. They hired Caldwell, and Caldwell said he wanted to go with his own guy. So they let Mularkey go.
But here's the deal. If they literally, had a legitimate, shot at Vince Young, do you think? Not Vince Young. What am I trying to think? See, one of them freaking days for me. At the guy that ended up over on Philly. Do you think they would have re-signed Henne?
If what happened, who would they get?
Who's the quarterback for Philly right now?
Nick Foles?
No, not Foles.
Sanchez?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, Michael Vick.
Yeah, Michael Vick. He's on the Jets.
Okay, got it.
I wanted to get Vick because, man, he's too injury prone. He can't stay healthy.
But if you had your choice between Vick and Henne, who would you pick? Honestly.
Come on, Bo. I know you about to say Vick, man. That's a no-brainer.
And Vick can't stay healthy. I mean, give me 1 year, he's played every game. What, one time in his career? If we had Vick, Bortles would definitely be playing by week 4.
But really, I mean, Bo, you're expecting a lemon to turn into I don't know. You got your teal shades on too much, man. And I respect that.
You can't make chicken salad from chicken shit.
Yeah. I respect that, man. I respect that. And if Henne, like I said, if Henne shows that he's worth something, I'm all for it. He didn't show it in game 1. He really didn't show it last year, if you think about it. Yeah, he made some plays, but, I mean, we won some games, but was it really due to Henne?
I mean, but what was it due? It wasn't because of defense. That defensive line couldn't have stopped the run for nothing.
That defensive line was letting quarterbacks have field